You know, friends, one of the things that I struggled with most in our tornado survival world that we here inhabit was the issue of trying to get things done. And getting things done has been a struggle, mostly because of the tornadoes everywhere, also because of the unpredictability of the weather. I am happy to report that in theory, that changes today. That is because we are running on, you guessed it, the new version of the mod, which introduces a new risk system. Now, if you haven't looked at the newest video talking about that risk system, highly recommend giving that a watch, not just because it supports me, but because it gives you a pretty good idea of what's up. TLDR for you folks. We have nothing on the radar today, and more importantly, check this out. We have an actual risk setup. This is not moderate today, high tomorrow, and then it goes down to a marginal on our day 3. It is about to be sunset here, so I guess we'll probably just head to sleep now. And I'm guessing this actually means we set up right into a high risk to start the episode. Is that true? Oh no, this is what am I... Oh no. Okay, so we are in an enhanced risk today. It's dropped down from a moderate to an enhanced. That's a good thing for us. However, that high risk for tomorrow still stays the same here. As you can see, 24 to 48, high risk. And then the good news is that marginal has dropped to a none. That's definitely a plus for us. The good news is that it's dropped. Bad news is at what cost? So very quickly, let's take care of some quick housekeeping items. As you know, if you watched the stream, we kind of put some work in to get some new wood to build with, and we landed on 2 spruce and fir. I really couldn't describe what I was looking for, but thankfully chat helped me out and get there. This is kind of what I was looking for. A nice darker type of lumber, as you can see here. Now, you know spruce. Spruce is a classic type of plank, right? It's a nice plank. Everyone loves it. Fir is very similar, but not quite, right? It's a little bit nicer. So it's almost like a muted version of spruce. And I think that is going to play very well into what we're looking for. I think the mix of that along with something like deep slate, which of course we are going to want to use, I think those two combined could be a very nice mix. And as you can see, we did mess around with this a little bit. A nice little ocean wall here almost. I think this could look very cool. Now, it does require a lot of deep slate, and perhaps more important than that, this is almost an investment for the future when hurricanes are added. Obviously, we are on the ocean here. We want to make sure that we are ready for anything. And I think creating a nice wall barrier like this could be a nice investment for us into the future of this series, because goodness gracious, with the way these mods are being developed right now, who knows how long this is gonna go, right? Bit of an awkward jump cut here, but I had to reload the world because I needed to add a new mod to the mod pack. This is getting rarer and rarer. Why? Because, well, I'm refining what I like and I'm starting to find mods, but I needed to add this because so many of you have asked and recommended. We have added the emergency alert system, and we're gonna get into it right away, wasting no time because it appears we may need it. Okay, I think we can actually knock this out pretty quick. The one thing we're missing is sand, and look at that, how convenient. We'll build a compass. We do not need 20 compasses. Quickly build a transmitter, and then for this bad boy, we just need a single glass, and look at that, right on time. Now, I have been told by you, the viewers, that the way to use this thing is to connect it to an adjacent weather station. And guess what? We do have one, so we are just going to connect that bad boy up, and then I believe if we just, there you go, transmitter bound. So this should actually keep us in the loop on what's going on, and you will also see there's actual polygons that get drawn for watches and warnings, or I guess not watches, but warnings specifically. Something tells me that there's going to be something coming here because this looks disgusting. I'd also like to give a shout out to the fact that they're using a classic Midland radio. It is the same one that sits on my desk, so that's pretty neat. Anyway, today's video, we want to just get to work on terraforming a lot of stuff. I realize that we've kind of stopped the focus on making sure that we have an actual home above our heads, but frankly, I'm not worried about it. Is that crazy? I know that what's important, let's just double check this really quick. Ooh, that's a little less ideal. That may have been because I reloaded the world. And yeah, this bad boy is looking pretty ugly if I'm being honest with you folks. We will keep a close eye on this. Just a total mess. Not seeing a tornadic risk into this yet, but it's certainly possible. So there's a reason we have our transmitter. Now, one thing that is worth noting is we actually kind of want to leave this downstairs. Reason being, the EAS block actually works with the radar as well. Now, it does have to be next to this, so we're going to have to make some quick modifications to how we do this stuff, but I think we'll just do it like this. EAS block here, weather station there. Yes, it looks a little weird, but it will work, and that's kind of what matters. We just need to quickly relink that, and there we go. We are into a moderate risk here, folks. Let's just take a look up here, see what's going on. Ooh, yeah, that bad boy is starting to rotate. In our new mod version, we do have some things that are pretty cool, most specifically the fact that some things are more visible than they used to be. Most specifically the fact that we can actually see the supercell itself isolated from the rest of the storm. You can see the rest of this kind of mess is out in front of it, but this bad boy here, and especially given we're in a moderate moderate risk. This may become, what's the word, trouble. So I just kind of want to keep a close eye on this. This thing's really starting to spin up on us. I would not be surprised if we get a warning on this pretty soon. It certainly looks like this is a, yeah, there it is. This is a severe thunderstorm warning, chat. So there you go. So it's a severe thunderstorm warning. I don't know. I might actually radar indicate this warning if I was being honest, but 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Hello, tree. We do have hail. A tornado may form at any moment. I would agree with that, folks. I would agree with that. The warning has been sent out. We actually should be able to see the severe thunderstorm warning polygon is drawn here as well. There you have it, folks. Look at that. Now the good news is we can actually see that this thing is probably going to miss us. We're inside the polygon, so we will keep an extra eye on this, but it certainly doesn't look like we're in the imminent danger zone. This thing looks to be moving a little bit to our northeast. So good news for us, I guess. We really don't need another tornado. We're just going to keep chopping down our trees. I realize we're doing a lot of lumber work, but honestly, we're going to need it because if we want a nice underground base, folks, we're not just going to half-ass that, right? We want to make sure that our underground base is everything we dreamt of. And based on what happened above here, we need a win, okay? The good news is these fir trees are really, really big. So getting lumber is not going to be much of a struggle for us, I don't think. The only thing is we're getting a lot of saplings, and this is going to fill up this area pretty quickly, and I do want to be able to have an actual way of seeing out in front of us, you know what I mean? So kind of a win and lose situation, I guess. I do think that the deep slate makes a really cool look for this area though out here on the water. What are we going to do out here? Probably a lot of farming stuff more than anything, but obviously we do want this to be isolated away from everything else, again, in case of bad hurricane conditions, flooding. We are on the water here, so we really don't want to mess around with that. I know flooding is not in this mod yet, but that is not to say it won't be, and the day it comes, it would be an awful shame if we were not prepared for that. So in the meantime, we just kind of need to start getting ready for the building of that. That means a lot of deep slate production is going to be needed because of course it is 4 deep slate to make one of these bricks, I think. Is that a funnel cloud? I think it might be. Call it in. Someone spotter network this. It's hard to tell though. There have been some changes to the system of how much tornadoes actually develop in this game, so it's hard to tell. But I do think that's one trying to drop. Really hard to tell. It's gotta be though, right? You've earned it, Storm. Come on, Supercell. We haven't gotten a warning yet, so it's obviously not on the ground. It should be warned anyway, but that's not important. It's not important, guys. We just want to collect our lumber and carry on about our day. We're not warning that, National Weather Service. I'm a little puzzled. I am no expert, nor do I claim to be. Will I be warning this? It's actually just a funnel cloud right now. This may not touch down, which would be kind of interesting because I don't know if that's in the game. I did not know it was. I mean, it's certainly trying though, isn't it? Well, let's get a good rest tonight. I know we kind of just spent the first day gawking over this. This is actually not warned, which is incredible to me. How it's not warned is beyond my knowledge. Back up again for another day of a high risk situation. Boy, we have got a lot of high risks. The good news is we have about 20 minutes until our new high risk peaks occurs apparently. That is good for us. Oh, it's trying really hard, but I don't think it's getting there. It's certainly trying, and on a high risk day, you never know what's going to happen. I will say one thing that's really cool is you can actually see the rain in front of this. We talked about this a little bit in the review of the new version, but the bear's cage effect now in this mod is going to be so much more intense than it was before. I mean, if you are stuck in the rain over there, you would have no clue what's coming without your trusty radio, of course. Look at this bad boy's hook. My goodness gracious. The fact that this is not warned, guys, I don't know. I'm just saying I'd be posting a warning, okay? Friends, we're going to do something that we haven't done for a while and actually make an upgrade to us in this game, which is by getting armor. Somehow we haven't had armor this whole time. We also haven't really used the backpacks, but whatever. National Weather Service, you're all fired. We also need a bucket of water right there, and let's get down into the mines. Now, I realize mining content is not exactly what we all come to see, but look, your boy needs some deep slate, and there is only way to do it, and that is by, well, going down and getting it. Notably, apparently wider tornadoes are now more common, which bodes well for those of you who like that kind of stuff. Does not bode well for me, someone who has a home. I guess that's what balance is all about, right, folks? I tell you, I wish I had an efficiency pick of some sort right now. Enchanting maybe something for us to consider looking into in the future, although I realize that's going to be pretty difficult given that we don't have any cows in the area, mostly because I killed them all. Poor decision making by yours truly right there. So I think what we'll do is we'll almost build like a wall around our base in terms of that seawall, and we'll build that out of deep slate. Deep slate is extremely strong. It can withstand quite a good amount of wind, and that is perfect for us and our needs. Now, how much of it are we going to need? I'm going to say quite a lot, but that's okay. We will get quite a lot of it, and I think we'll build like a cool staircase that goes down out to the waterfront. Maybe we'll even have like a boat dock or something like that. That would be kind of cool. More vulnerable, obviously, to a strong wind situation, but I think it could still look interesting, and that's of value to me, you know? Still hear that thunderstorm out there. That thing is roaring. We may actually have a new one. I would not be surprised. We haven't gotten a warning issued yet, though. At least I don't think. If there is, we haven't seen it yet. If there is a thunderstorm out there, it has not been warned. And I'm going to take a guess and say that other one did not actually drop a tornado because we never got a tornado warning on it. Well, friends, we are over 2 and a bit of a stack here of deep slate acquired, and that is good news for us, and we can probably get moving out of here with what we have. I don't know how much this is actually going to equate to in terms of building what we want to build. I think we're going to need a lot. At the very least, this should give us kind of a general idea of what we're looking for. Maybe the radar will have something too. It is actually that same storm, and it is still cooking out there. Again, cannot believe that thing is not warned. So polished deep slate comes first, and then I believe it's bricks after that. Yep, this is going to take a lot of stuff. Did someone just subscribe again? Thought I had that turned off. Appreciate you though. It does look like we have another storm potentially coming our way. This thing has a wicked tail hook on it now. It's starting to sound like an airplane in here. Part of me really wants to go look at this tornado damage, but I kind of don't think we're going to see anything. This thing has got to be way far away anyway. So instead of doing that, let's just kind of head on up and we'll see if we can see the storm. Is it out there? It's definitely hiding out there. You can see it rotating. I can't see anything else though. We do have another one though, and I think that one is actually kind of headed our way. So we're going to have to keep a close eye on that as we start terraforming away at this new Seawall adventure, as I'm going to call it, because I think this Seawall is going to really bring this new area together for us. Look, we haven't had much progress above ground. I haven't really had much progress at all in this world, to be honest with you. But I think doing something like this could really change the pace for us. I think it really could kind of unlock that potential for this island. I certainly hope so. I think we should also center this on something. Maybe the center of the house makes a lot of sense. Goodness gracious, look at this giant wall of rain back there. That is not frightening. That is terrifying as this supercell also starts to buff up. So this is the middle point right here. Is this the middle block? I guess it is, huh? Okay, we can make that work, I think. It means we're going to need to do a little bit of additional groundskeeping, as it were. And we'll do one more out here. There we go. Then let's kind of just start a diagonal, I think, right? We are going to fill in the ground as we go. I realize this is going to turn into quite the project, but I think it is important that we do it. Again, big for morale, if anything, just to say that we got something done in this world. I realize it sounds crazy, but guys, I don't know if you understand how much we need this. This also should, in theory, reinforce us a little bit on this world we have. I don't know how much. It should, in theory, do a little bit. Another morning has come, and this storm is starting to pop off. How is our risk situation today? You guessed it. It's still a high-risk day. This no risk we've been waiting for is not here. I'm thinking it's because that storm is honestly still firing off far away from us. That may be impacting it. But goodness gracious, if it could just not. I just can't understand how this thing isn't warned. What person decided this was a good idea? The more I've thought about it, the more I've realized that this just belongs on the normal level. All right, there we go. This thing is finally heading out of our coverage area, and thank goodness for that, because holy Moses. And this bad boy right here is starting to really kick up a little bit. I think this is coming our way, right? Boy, it might be coming right at us. I'm not sure. We'll let the radio tell us if anything happens, hopefully, because we've got a lot of work to do. We have no time for messing around, but that thing is looking pretty mean, and I am not exactly ready to take on another tornado hitting this base. I guess the good news is unless it's extremely violent, it really shouldn't do much to us. I say this all in theory, by the way. We don't know. Maybe we get hit by an F5 today. I'd prefer not. Weirder things have happened in this world, folks. So far, I think this wall is looking really, really cool, but the real terraforming is about to start because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 that leads to there. So what we need to do now is we need to start working on actually tearing down this dirt. So, without further ado, let's just get right into the terraforming. I gotta tell you guys, I know it's not coming our way, but holy cow, that thing is just a mess. This one's starting to get there too. Let's not forget that there's one coming our way. I do not know what the wind speeds on that thing are, but I know they're fast. So this is gonna end up meaning we have to terraform quite a bit of land. And this actually makes me wonder, maybe a good place to have the staircase down is over here. That way the seawall could kind of expand out here and we could have like a 2-wide staircase that comes down next to it. I think that could actually be a really cool look for this area. So let's go ahead and see what that would look like, shall we? So we'll do that there. Obviously we don't have stairs to use right now, but that's okay. This is a minor detail. And then it would kind of look like this, right? Yeah, I think that could look cool. And it comes down here. Feels like a very natural way of doing it instead of just having like a spiral staircase over the cliff. I think the stairs are going to be really what does it for me here, but I think this actually looks really interesting and unique almost. Some lightning starting to fire off in this, what is this? this? A south storm? Yeah, kind of a south cell. We're not scared, but we're ready for action. Obviously, our base has been hit before. It will be hit again, possibly soon at this rate. It is a high-risk day. I will say the new EAS add-on that we have here is super cool. I'm a big fan of that sort of stuff. I'm a big fan of mods, getting add-on mods. I think that's always a really interesting feature. And I do love that this mod is getting that kind of legs where people are starting to mess around and add things that they'd like to see in it. I know someone's also working on adding actual like supports for buildings. That would be cool, like anchor bolts. If someone's actually adding anchor bolts, by the way, I will add that to this game 100%. That'll go in the mod pack. Speaking of which, a lot of you have been asking about a mod pack, and am I going to release this pack publicly? I don't know. And it's not because I don't want to, it's because it's difficult. You see, when you have a mod pack that you want to release, especially on Modrinth, which is where all the mod packs are usually hosted for this stuff, including this one that I'm using, you have to get permission from mod creators to actually put it in a pack. Now, some people are very cool about that. For example, ProtoManly does not care if I use the mod in a mod pack, and I am grateful for that. We are also using much bigger mods in this that would probably require some actual express written consent. That is where things get a little ugly. Look at that. The thunderstorm has disappeared, folks. What a stroke of luck. In the world we have, we do not see these things dissipate very often. We are in a high risk, and we are at the peak of our risk. We are getting pretty lucky with that storm dying out on us, I will tell you that. So you're probably wondering why I'm getting so much wood out. Obviously, we're not using it here. We are going to use it for other things. For example, I think it would be cool if we had a little boardwalk that wrapped around the island. I think that would look kind of cool. Obviously, the stairs coming down here, they're probably going to be something that's made of wood. The crop stuff here is still, at the end of the day, basically just temporary. So we do need to actually clean this up a little bit, and that will probably involve moving it all to one central location for farming and crop growth and whatnot. Where that ends up being, I'm actually not sure, but if you do have a suggestion, do leave it in the comments. So I think we'll try using these fir options for some of our staircases, and I think the best way to do that is to just go for it. Looks like we have another storm firing off over there too. That's always good. So the way this is going to look would be something like this. Ooh, I think I might really like this, guys. I know y'all will probably have some opinions to share in the comments. I look forward to seeing them. I think I like this a lot. Oh yeah, guys, I think this is great. I hope you guys feel the same. It's gonna be funny if you're all like, this is awful, Nate. All right, it's time for yet another good night's sleep as we get a lot of production done today. I gotta tell you. All right, it is a no-risk day, my friends. We have waited a while for this. We do have one small storm over here. Not even a storm yet, really, just a shower that is popped up. But given it's a no-risk day, I tell you, I'm not super worried about it. I may regret saying that soon, but until I am proven wrong, I'm just going to enjoy what it is. It's coming our way. We're going to get rained on, I think, probably here. But honestly, do you care? Today, it really feels like we're making this island our own, you know? And I think that's really sweet. We have gone a couple of episodes without really getting that feeling. It's felt like we've just been sheltering for a couple of episodes, and well, that's not entirely incorrect. It feels like we're overdue. Maybe we'll add some fencing along this too. That probably feels like the natural next step. Ooh, a little rumble. Very cool. I think we're finally starting to get some good ideas as to what this place could look like if everything turns out the way we want it to turn out. Now, I realize that's a bit of a big ask, but look, guys, you gotta have big ambitions in this world, okay? The next big question is, what do we want our side rails and fences to look like? That may be a good point for the maple wood to actually get used now that I think about it, because I feel like a nice light fence color here could actually complement the dark really well. Ooh, you are getting a little mad. Hello. What is this gonna end up looking like? I hope good. It would be great if we could use a lot of wood items. That's questionable. Hey, can you guys keep an eye on this for me? I'm a little unsold on this, although I think I like it. It contrasts well with this, so maybe it's not as bad as I think. I'm gonna let you guys discuss on that and deliberate. Let me know what you think. I'm not sold on it. It's usually not a good sign. I would like to be. Now, another severe thunderstorm is gonna pass us by here, it looks like. Again, notably not warned again. I'm not sure if I did something wrong with the mod. Like, this should 100% be warned. I'm pretty sure we had an unwarned tornado earlier, to be honest, too. So I think we're just gonna continue landscaping away as... Oh, guys, we're not warning this? It's also worth noting here that we're going to have a lot of weird space to work with here. I actually think I'm going to leave this as is and just kind of build this wall straight back out. Maybe this is where the greenhouse goes? That would actually kind of look cool, right? There it is. So we do have a tornado warning on the storm. It's certainly rotating enough that it has the capacity to do it. It is going to miss us, but let's just really quickly go look at the radar and see where this polygon is headed. Yeah, it is going to miss us. No doubt about that, but this thing is, I mean, that couplet is strong, so I do not blame them for warning it one bit. Yeah, that thing is coming down. This is going to end up being a water spout, it looks like, and this is not an uncommon thing for us to see, if I'm being honest, but I'm not complaining. We are not going to get hit by it. And honestly, that is good enough for my liking. It's not a strong tornado, though. Oh, look at that. We've been moved to an enhanced risk, though. I guess that does make sense, huh? And this thing is, in fact, all the way condensed now. You can see it. I'd love to go get a view. I wonder if we can quickly wrap around this peninsula and go see what this does. I do know that there's a lot of water off to our right here, and it goes for quite some time, so we're not going to actually be able to catch this thing anywhere as we run past the damage of tornadoes past. What a way to end an episode. A nice sunset tornado. And you know what? There's another storm forming, so there's no time to waste. We got to get back to base. Work continues, and we'll see you next time.